Today's topic is a real game changer: why you should not chase love. Have you ever found yourself running after love, only to feel more isolated and drained? It turns out the ancient Stoics had some thoughts on this that might surprise you. They believed that actively chasing love can actually push it further away. Imagine that. Less chasing might be exactly what you need to allow love to find you. In this video, we're going to uncover some profound Stoic wisdom that might just shift your perspective on love, desire, and emotional wellness. Secrets that seem to have been forgotten in our modern rush for romance. So, sit back, relax, and maybe hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We're about to explore why letting go could be your best strategy for attracting true love and deep satisfaction. Ready to stop chasing and start living? Let's dive into the Stoic way of embracing love as it naturally comes to us. Remember to share your thoughts and any aha moments in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Not sure what to write? Just type, "True love needs no chase." Let's get started on this transformative path together. Number 1. The illusion of control. Let's kick things off with a powerful idea from Stoic philosophy called the illusion of control. Now, folks, this might sound a bit heavy, but it's actually pretty straightforward. The Stoics, like Epictetus, taught us to sort things into two buckets: things we can control and things we can't. Things like our thoughts and actions, we've got full control over those. But other stuff, like our health, possessions, and how others feel about us, not so much. When it comes to love and relationships, it's easy to forget this. Many of us have been there, trying to make someone fall for us or stay in love. But here's the deal. Love is a feeling that another person has, and that's out of our control. Imagine you're trying to hold on to sand. The harder you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. That's what happens when we try to force love. We end up pushing it away, leading to frustration and disappointment. Instead, the Stoics advise us to focus on ourselves and our own virtues. Think about it like tending to a garden. If you water your own garden, take care of the plants, and make it beautiful, it naturally attracts visitors, bees, butterflies, friends, and maybe that special someone who admires your flowers. Marcus Aurelius, another wise Stoic, once said to accept and love the people fate brings into your life, but to do so wholeheartedly. This doesn't mean we stop trying in relationships, but we put our energy into being the best we can be, not in trying to control someone else's feelings. This way, we're more likely to form genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding. So, let's take a step back, work on our own growth, and let love come to us naturally. It's all about planting the seeds and letting nature do the rest, friends. Number 2. The value of self-sufficiency. Now, let's talk about something the Stoics were really big on: self-sufficiency. This might sound like you've got to go it alone, but it's more about finding your own footing before you join hands with someone else. Epictetus, a smart Stoic thinker, once said that true freedom comes from focusing on what's in our control and letting go of the rest. And guess what? That includes how we find happiness and contentment. When we rely on others to make us feel complete, we're setting ourselves up for a bit of a roller coaster. Relationships are wonderful, but they shouldn't be the only thing that fills up our happiness cup. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic and a Roman emperor, used to say that we have power over our minds and not outside events. By building our inner strength and practicing patience, wisdom, and resilience, we stand on our own 2 feet. This doesn't mean shunning relationships. Instead, it means stepping into them, not out of need, but out of strength and stability. Seneca, another wise Stoic, had a great way of putting it. If you wish to be loved, love. This means love should come from a place of overflow, where your joy and completeness are so full that they spill over into your relationships. By focusing on being the best version of ourselves, we naturally attract people who are right for us. This makes our relationships healthier and more balanced. So, friends, let's invest in ourselves, grow our own virtues, and watch how our world changes. It's not about being alone, it's about being enough on your own, so every relationship is just the cherry on top of a great life cake. Number 3, the dangers of attachment. All right, moving on to another intriguing Stoic principle, the dangers of attachment. This one's crucial, especially when we're talking about love and relationships. You see, the Stoics taught that getting too attached to things we can't control sets us up for a whole lot of heartache. When we pin all our hopes on how we want things to be, like imagining a perfect relationship or expecting someone to always feel the same way we do, we're setting the stage for disappointment. Here's how it plays out. Say you've got this idea of the perfect partner or the perfect relationship. You hold on to this image so tightly that any small deviation feels like a catastrophe. You're essentially creating a recipe for unhappiness because, let's face it, no one and nothing can meet those perfect expectations. Epictetus, a wise Stoic, once said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well." This means embracing relationships as they are, not as we wish they would be, and that can be surprisingly freeing. So what's the Stoic solution? Practice detachment, not in a cold or uncaring way, but in a manner that prepares you to accept any outcome with a peaceful heart. For instance, when you enjoy time with someone, cherish those moments fully, but if things start to shift, be ready to let go without losing your inner peace. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By focusing on our own responses and staying true to ourselves, we avoid the roller coaster of emotional ups and downs. It's all about enjoying the ride, folks, without clinging too tightly to the expectations of how the journey should go. Number 4, finding love by letting go. Now, let's dive into a fascinating idea, finding love by letting go. This concept might seem a bit counterintuitive at first, but stick with me, folks. It's a real eye-opener. The Stoics, like Epictetus, believed that life flows a lot smoother when we align with what naturally comes our way, rather than forcing our will upon the world. This is especially true when it comes to relationships. Think about it this way. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the more you try to grab hold of something, the more it seems to evade you? Love works in a similar fashion. When we step back and focus on being our best selves, we set the stage for healthier, more meaningful relationships. Marcus Aurelius advised us to embody what a good person should be, focusing on virtues like kindness, patience, and integrity. By doing so, we naturally attract folks who vibe with our true self. So what does this look like in daily life? It's about embracing the moment and the journey of self-improvement, rather than obsessing over finding the one. Love, when it's right and ready, will find its way to you. This isn't about giving up on love, but allowing it to unfold organically. It's like planting a garden without constantly checking for blooms. Nurture the soil, water it, give it sunshine, and one day the flowers just appear. That's the beauty of letting go and letting love grow in its own time and terms. Remember, friends, true love is worth the wait, and it often comes around when you least expect it, when you're busy living your best life. Number 5. Standing true freedom. Now, let's dive into something the Stoics call true freedom. This idea is all about finding independence not from what's happening around us, but from how we react to it. Seneca, a sage from the Stoic crew, once pointed out that it's not the person who's a little, but the one who wants more, who is truly poor. This rings especially true when it comes to love and relationships. Chasing love can sometimes trap us. We get caught up wanting affection and approval so much that it starts to control us. But here's a thought from our Stoic friends. Real freedom comes from not needing others to fill up our emotional tank. Imagine love as a bonus to your already awesome life, not the key to your happiness. Marcus Aurelius, a big name in Stoicism, reminds us that we've got power over our minds, not over outside events. If we grasp this, we'll find a kind of strength that's unshakable. So how do we practice this Stoic freedom in everyday life, especially in love? It's all about focusing less on making someone else like us and more on liking ourselves. When we build a life we're proud of, filled with self-respect and self-sufficiency, we become naturally attractive. We stop chasing and start attracting. This approach not only makes us more emotionally independent, but also enhances our relationships. They become the icing on the cake of a life well lived, rather than the cake itself. So, friends, let's work on that inner strength and watch how everything else falls into place. Remember, true freedom in love means loving freely, without desperation or dependency. Number 6. Embracing fate in love. Now, let's talk about something the Stoics were really into: the role of fate in relationships. It might sound a bit mystical, but it's actually about embracing the natural flow of life, including how relationships unfold. The Stoics believed in amor fati, or the love of fate, which means accepting everything life throws at you, even in love. Here's the scoop. When we try too hard to steer our relationships in a specific direction, we often end up frustrated and disappointed. You know how it is, trying to make someone fit your perfect idea of a partner, or pushing a relationship to go faster than it's ready to. That can backfire big time. Instead, the Stoics suggest rolling with whatever life brings your way. Epictetus, a cool Stoic philosopher, once said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens, then you will be happy." So, what does this mean for us? It means letting relationships evolve at their own pace, without forcing them. When we accept people as they come into our lives, and love them genuinely without trying to mold them into something else, we experience less stress and more joy. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic heavyweight, put it beautifully: "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This approach doesn't mean giving up on love or not putting effort into relationships. It's about a more relaxed, genuine way of connecting with others, allowing relationships to grow naturally and deeply without the pressure. So, let's lean into the twists and turns of our love lives with grace and acceptance. It's about enjoying the journey with the people fate brings our way, and finding happiness in the unpredictability of it all. Remember, sometimes the best things in life are the surprises that come our way when we least expect them. Number 7. The magic of being present in love. Next up, let's dive into a truly transformative Stoic practice, the power of mindfulness in love. This is all about staying fully present and engaged in our interactions, especially when it comes to relationships. The Stoics were big on living in the moment, believing that this approach reduces worries about the future and regrets about the past. Here's why it's a game changer. When you're fully present with someone, you're not just hearing them, you're actively listening. You notice the small things, their expressions, the tone of their voice, the emotions behind their words. This kind of attention can make all the difference in a relationship. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic sage, advised, "Confine yourself to the present." This helps us focus on the person right in front of us, which builds deeper and more meaningful connections. Epictetus, who always had a wise word to share, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Applying this in our love lives means engaging more thoughtfully. It's about setting aside our smartphones, turning off the TV, and really being with our partner in those moments. By practicing mindfulness, we let go of those pesky, unrealistic expectations and the pressure to control the relationship's direction. It helps us appreciate what we have right now, not what we wish it would become. Seneca also chimed in on this, reminding us to begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Each day, each moment with your loved one is a gift, not a stepping stone to some future goal. So, let's embrace the now, cherish our time with loved ones, and see how this mindfulness transforms our relationships. It's about making the most of every second, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary memories. Remember, being present isn't just a practice for the Stoics. It's a pathway to truly living and loving without limits. Number 8. Growing your own garden of self-love. Now, let's turn our attention to an essential element of any healthy relationship, cultivating self-love. The Stoic philosophers emphasized not just resilience and independence, but also the importance of developing a profound, nurturing love for oneself. This concept of self-love is not rooted in ego or arrogance. Rather, it's about respecting and valuing yourself at a fundamental level. Epictetus, ever the source of wisdom, taught, "He who is not happy with little will never be happy with much." This statement underscores that true contentment begins within oneself. When you foster self-love, you are laying a robust foundation for your life, making yourself less reliant on others for happiness and validation. Visualize self-love as tending to a garden within yourself, making it lush and vibrant. If you love yourself, you don't need someone else to complete you. Instead, you become a magnet for others due to your self-sufficiency and the joy that emanates from your being. Marcus Aurelius concisely stated, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This highlights that the more positively you think about yourself, the richer your life becomes, attracting people who value the genuine, joyful you. Stoicism encourages us to enhance our inner lives through practices such as mindfulness, self-reflection, and expressing gratitude. Seneca pointed out, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." By concentrating on the present and acknowledging our own strengths and achievements, we cultivate a robust sense of self-love. So let's begin to sow seeds of self-appreciation and self-care into our daily routines. Engage in activities that nourish your soul and spend time reflecting on your personal virtues. Remember, the stronger your foundation of self-love, the more resilient and emotionally fulfilled you will be. This approach transforms every relationship from a necessity into a beautiful complement to an already complete life. This rethinking of self-love involves seeing oneself as both the gardener and the garden, requiring care, attention, and nurturing to flourish. Just as a gardener does not neglect the needs of their plants, so too should we not neglect our needs, but attend to them with kindness and understanding. In doing so, we not only become more self-reliant, but also improve our capacity for empathy and compassion towards others. Moreover, self-love empowers us to set boundaries and prioritize our well-being, which is essential in maintaining healthy relationships. It enables us to make choices that reflect our true needs and desires without feeling guilty or selfish. This self-respect also discourages others from taking us for granted, fostering relationships that are based on mutual respect and genuine affection. Ultimately, by cultivating self-love, we invite a sense of peace and contentment into our lives. We learn to appreciate our unique journey without constant comparison to others, which is often a source of discontent. This inner peace then radiates outward, influencing all areas of our life and improving our interactions with others. Therefore, embarking on a journey of self-love is not merely a personal endeavor, but a transformative process that enhances every aspect of our lives, making us better partners, friends, and individuals. By committing to this path, we not only enhance our personal well-being, but also contribute to a healthier, more compassionate world. Number 9. Rethinking passionate love. Let's now address a significant topic: the misconceptions of passionate love. In contemporary society, there's a prevalent belief that love should be fiery and all-consuming to be genuine. However, Stoic philosophy offers a compelling alternative to this modern notion, advocating for a more tempered approach to love. The Stoics cautioned against allowing passion to govern our actions, viewing it as a potential source of irrational choices and emotional distress. Seneca, a prominent Stoic thinker, eloquently stated, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." His words highlight the pitfalls of desiring an idealized form of passionate love, which often promises more than it can deliver and leaves individuals perpetually unsatisfied and restless. Epictetus, another influential Stoic, provided insightful guidance. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. This advice suggests that we should strive to cultivate a love grounded in reality, prioritizing stability and rationality over the transient excitement often portrayed in popular media. It's about forming a relationship based on mutual respect, shared values, and a true connection, rather than pursuing the dramatic emotional highs and lows glorified in movies and songs. Marcus Aurelius further reinforced this perspective by reminding us, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Consequently, happiness in love shouldn't rely solely on passion, but on a deeper comprehension and acceptance of each other. This approach fosters a more sustainable and fulfilling relationship. Therefore, it's time to shift our view of love. We ought to seek relationships that offer peace, stability, and mutual growth, instead of those that replicate the tumultuous, passionate affairs depicted on screen. True love is not characterized by a constant state of emotional turmoil, but is found in the serene, consistent care we share with another. By embracing this Stoic viewpoint, we can avoid the common trap of mistaking intense passion for love. True love, from a Stoic perspective, involves a partnership that enriches our lives, enhancing our well-being, rather than detracting from it through endless drama. Such relationships allow both partners to thrive, supporting each other's personal growth and fostering a deeper, more meaningful bond. This re-evaluation of passionate love invites us to reconsider what attributes are most valuable in our partners. It encourages looking beyond the initial spark to the qualities that sustain a relationship over time, such as kindness, reliability, and a shared approach to handling life's challenges. By prioritizing these enduring qualities over fleeting passion, we cultivate relationships that are not only more satisfying, but also more resilient. In sum, rethinking passionate love through a Stoic lens guides us to appreciate a form of love that is not overwhelming, but enriching, not turbulent, but tranquil. It teaches us to value the quiet moments of companionship and understanding as much as, if not more than, the fiery beginnings. This approach doesn't just change how we love, it can fundamentally alter how we live, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling existence. Number 10. Foundations of virtue in relationships. As we conclude our exploration of Stoic wisdom, we delve into how building relationships based on virtue can profoundly alter our interactions and bonds with others. The Stoics held the conviction that a life well lived hinges on virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are not merely abstract ideals, but practical tools that can fortify our personal connections. The renowned Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once stated, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This directive serves as a powerful call to action, urging us to embody the virtues we hold in high regard. Living by these principles not only shapes us into better individuals, but also attracts those who cherish similar values. It's about becoming a person who inspires trust, respect, and admiration through actions rather than words. Establishing relationships on the foundation of virtue involves transcending superficial attractions to forge deeper, more meaningful connections. It requires appreciating others for their moral character and the way they treat those around them. Such relationships are built with individuals who not only prompt our personal growth, but also share a commitment to ethical living and meaningful existence. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, advises, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." By surrounding ourselves with people of virtue, we not only enhance our own lives, but also foster a supportive and enriching environment where love can thrive. In partnerships where both individuals are devoted to virtue, the relationship is more balanced, fulfilling, and durable. This approach to relationships advocates for prioritizing deeper, more significant connections. We should actively seek and cultivate relationships founded on the robust bedrock of shared virtues. This ensures that our relationships are not only enjoyable, but also profoundly transformative, aiding us in living our best possible lives. Building on virtue sets the stage for a partnership that can withstand the trials of time and deliver genuine fulfillment. Such relationships encourage continuous personal improvement and mutual growth in virtue. Each partner, by striving to live a virtuous life, contributes to a dynamic where both feel supported and motivated to achieve their best selves. Moreover, relationships grounded in virtue often exhibit a higher level of mutual respect and understanding. When conflicts arise, as they inevitably do, these relationships are equipped with the ethical tools and empathetic communication necessary to resolve disputes constructively. The focus on common virtues provides a shared language for navigating challenges and reinforcing the relationship rather than allowing difficulties to create division. Additionally, these virtuous connections extend beyond romantic relationships to encompass all forms of interpersonal relationships, including friendships and professional associations. The principles of Stoicism teach us that all human interactions benefit from a foundation in virtue. By applying these principles universally, we enhance not only our personal lives, but also contribute to a more ethical and compassionate society. In essence, cultivating relationships based on Stoic virtues is about more than just shared interests or emotional compatibility. It's about building a legacy of integrity, respect, and mutual growth that enriches every aspect of our lives. As we integrate these virtues into our daily interactions, we not only fulfill the Stoic ideal of living well, but also create enduring bonds that reflect our deepest values and aspirations. Remember, a life grounded in virtue is a life richly lived, and it starts with the relationships we choose to nurture and develop. Well, friends, we've now reached the end of our exploration into the Stoic approach to love and relationships. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey, where we've delved into some ancient wisdom that still holds incredible relevance in our modern lives. As we wrap up, I have a small favor to ask. If you found value in our discussion today, please show your support by hitting that like button. It really helps us out and lets us know that you appreciate our content. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, now's a great time to do so. By subscribing, you'll stay updated with our latest videos, each filled with insights to guide you on your journey toward a more fulfilling life. Lastly, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Whether you have thoughts about what we discussed today or want to share your experiences, your input makes our community stronger. And if you're not sure what to comment, just type "True love needs no chase." This simple phrase lets us know you've engaged with our message all the way through, and it resonates with you. Thank you once again for being part of our community. Your interaction and feedback not only help our channel grow, but also create a space for learning and sharing that benefits us all. Let's continue to inspire and support each other on this path to understanding and applying Stoic wisdom in our lives. Here's to finding and nurturing true love by embracing the virtues of self-sufficiency, mindfulness, and freedom from the chase.